Today on CCX News, a bill to protect your personal data, what it does and how much companies actually know about you. As one lawmaker describes the tracking of your personal data, there's some pretty scary stuff out there. On Wednesday, Senator Bonnie Westland of Plymouth joined Representative Steve Elkins of Bloomington to speak on legislation to protect consumers.
For years, Minnesotans have been asking for more protections around the use and sale of online data. This legislative session, we are finally putting control back in the hands of Minnesotans.
Bills similar to the Minnesota version have been enacted in 15 other states, and there's bipartisan support. The legislation would give consumers the right to prevent their data from being sold or used for targeted advertising. Right now, according to the bill's author, companies pretty much know everything about you. Representative Elkins says Google can tell what lane you're traveling in down the highway or where you are sitting in a Caribou coffee shop.
I've been working on this for 5 years. It's by far the single most complicated legislative project I have ever taken on.
The legislation is close to becoming law, and it's expected to pass as part of a larger energy, commerce, and agriculture bill. A Brooklyn Center man has been charged with a brazen sexual assault that police say occurred in broad daylight. 21-year-old Cade Tolloway was charged with criminal sexual conduct and robbery. Prosecutors allege that he stole a woman's phone at gunpoint as she walked near Shingle Creek in Brooklyn Park. He then allegedly forced the victim into a wooded area and sexually assaulted her. His stepfather later turned him into police. The suspect remains in county jail ahead of his first court date. A group of students in Robbinsdale learned some important lessons while winning a competition. In this edition of School Spotlight, Lakeview Elementary students find the value of imagination.
Me and him built the orchard part. She built the inside.
Cardboard and paper.
Uno, dos, tres, ándale.
They're the building blocks for a theater set.
We're going on a field trip to the Very Merritt Cherry Farm today because I really think you guys can win the science fair project this year.
The performers, called the Awesome Opossums,
I just taped it on like this.
built it themselves.
And we're leaving now.
The adults weren't able to do anything. If we wanted to use a hot glue gun, then they could show us how to do it, but we actually had to do it.
I made this invention with Arena, and we call it the cherry picker. Do you want to see how it works?
It gave some kids a chance to experiment.
I get to make a project with Arena for the science fair, and it's really fun.
Guys, you have to ask permission to pick the cherries off the trees.
Others got the chance to play the villain.
Oh, Farmer Sherry, can I pick the cherries off the trees?
I like that I get to be really sassy and that nobody has to tell me what to do. Thank you.
But these Lakeview Elementary students aren't in theater. They're in a competition called Destination Imagination.
It is celebrating problem solving. This happens to be based on a fine arts problem, but they have to create a skit, write a story, props.
That's an awesome opossum move.
And these students won first place in the state tournament. That means they won a chance to compete in the global competition in Kansas City. But first, they needed to raise about $5,000 to pay for the trip.
At the start, I didn't know if we were actually going to get enough money.
They met their goal in April.
Here, want to pull cherries?
Now they're ready to pack up their homemade set later this month.
Wait, we're actually going to Kansas City? I'm looking forward to going to new places with my family and my friends. No way.
As they continue to practice, they're learning life lessons.
They're confident and they're a community and they really work as a unit.
And the most important lesson of all?
You have to be a good influencer.
Thank you for this amazing experience.
In Robbinsdale, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
A semester's worth of hard work will pay off next week as Hennepin Technical College hosts its annual plant sale. Students from Hennepin Tech's Landscape Horticulture program have spent all semester growing everything from annuals to perennials to vegetables. They have 300 varieties of plants and thousands on hand, all of which will be available for purchase on May 7th. All proceeds from the plant sale benefit the horticulture program to help them purchase new equipment and provide scholarships for students.
Really
really, really amazing to know that all of our hard work gets to be shared among everybody in the community. This plant sale is beloved. It definitely is marked on everybody's calendar, and hopefully a lot of new people come each year as well.
The plant sale runs from May 7th through the 9th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. At Perpich Arts High School, a big debate. Is the person a villain or a hero? Students from Perpich are putting on the musical What It Takes. The students wrote the show exploring villains from the world of musical theater. One interesting aspect, this musical is interactive. The audience gets to help decide whether a character is actually a bad guy.
We explain the situation of the characters, shed light on each person's side of the story, and then we will sing a song that the character sings and let the audience decide.
We kind of want them to leave thinking that there's not always one side to a story, because a lot of these villains, they are shown to be really bad people, and that they might have done some pretty bad things, but sometimes they're just doing it because they have to.
Performances of What It Takes are Thursday and Friday starting at 7 each night.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. It's been a good start to the season for the Wayzata boys lacrosse team with a 4-0 start and a top 10 ranking. They ran into a tough opponent, though, Tuesday night. A rainy night for lacrosse as the unbeaten Trojans boys hosted rival Minnetonka. Tonka's Charlie Kohler with an uncontested run down the middle of the field. He fires and scores. Skippers lead 2-0 less than 4 minutes into the game. Minnetonka goalie Dominic Chacho really helped his team get off to a strong start. The junior here with one of his 6 first-quarter saves. Second quarter, the Trojans get on the board. Bennett Brown with a fake cuts inside the defender and scores. It's a 4-1 game. Really nice passing by the Skippers on this sequence. It ends up on the stick of Laird Cassidy, who turns and scores. Minnetonka leads 6-1. Later in the second quarter, Brown to Ryder Alstead, who shoots and scores. A multi-goal game for Alstead, but Minnetonka leads at 8-3 at halftime. Third quarter, and Tonka builds on its lead. Liam Cassidy rips a low shot into the Trojans' net, and it's 10-4. Will Maleka passes to Alstead, who drives a shot home for the Trojans. It's a 10-5 score after 3. The Skippers put it out of reach, scoring the first 2 goals of the fourth quarter, including this one from Gabe Miller, as Minnetonka wins 12-9.
The Park Center Columbia Heights Maranatha baseball team is battling for the top spot on the Tri-Metro Conference. They faced one of the top Northwest Suburban Conference teams Tuesday, Champlin Park. Chaz Moots has highlights.
Park Center hasn't lost on their home diamond yet this year. Winners of 3 in a row. Champlin Park arrives on the road, winners of 3 of their past 4. Top 2 CP trying to get some offense going. Aaron Cohn, grounder to third. Nice play made by Ty Lusek to end the inning. It was a scoreless game through 3 innings. Finally, in the top of the 4th, the Rebels get on the board. Nick Carlson, grounder, gets through. RBI single scores Brady Skornstein. Later in the inning, Reese George rips a shot to left, good for a 2-run single. Paul Dylong and Connor Salmon cross home. Champlin up 4-0. Some more great defense from the Rebels here. Brockton Sandell, diving catch, and then he's got the awareness to quick make the throw back to first to complete the double play. 6th inning now, CP adding some insurance. Sandell at the plate, chopper to short. The throw is a little wide, gets by Lusik. Dylong gets home to tack on another run for the Rebels. Champlin scored all their runs in the 4th and 6th innings. Park Center was keeping the ball in front and making plays like this double play in the top of the 7th. The only problem was that the Pirates never got the bats going. That's because Carlson was dialed in from the bump all afternoon. He threw a complete game shutout, and the Rebels pick up the 8-0 win. In Brooklyn Park, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
The Armstrong boys tennis team is having a solid season. The Falcons faced Rogers in a good Northwest Suburban Conference match. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
Armstrong hosting Rogers in what turns into a very close match in boys tennis. First singles, Eli Olson of Rogers in blue with a strong forehand that sets up a volley winner on his way to a first set win. Same match in Jacob Merriam of Armstrong now in the near court. Merriam wins the point with a sharp forehand. He pulls out a crucial 3-set win for the Falcons. Number 1 doubles, Mason Wonka and Riley Newman for Rogers against Tristan Ain and Luke Agile-Heron. Agile-Heron with good hands to win this point for Armstrong. Same match and they've switched sides. Newman with the serve and Wonka puts the backhand away. The Rogers duo wins 6-0, 6-7, 6-4. Second singles and Ben Breitbach serves for Armstrong, then delivers a winner on his way to a 6-0, 6-1 win over Levi Bruder as the Falcons sweep the singles matches. Second doubles, Armstrong's Adam Maribel and Ari Wilshut in the far court against Mason Raymond and Asher Fredman. The lob is too low to get over Raymond. All 3 doubles matches go 3 sets and Rogers wins them all. To third singles, and Ben Bernlohr for Armstrong takes the match over Shepard Lakotas of Rogers 6-0, 6-4 as Armstrong pulls out a key 4-3 win over the Royals. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.